Welcome back to another video. We are here to talk about an interesting trade idea that I believe makes absolutely no sense, involving the drama-filled guy Ben Simmons for the 76ers and James Harden from the Brooklyn Nets. Now, let's make some obvious points here. It's obvious that the Sixers most likely don't want Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons doesn't want to be here and all that stuff. Everyone knows what happened last year in the playoffs against the Hawks. I think Ben Simmons is a great player, but he's turning into a one-dimensional, obviously, kind of player where you know how to attack this guy because he won't shoot, he won't take the shots and things like that. I'm a Sixers fan myself, so it's been incredibly frustrating to see him go down this path and just ghost the entire team, the entire city, and just doesn't seem to want to get better at his game and the things he's bad at. Now, on the other side, James Harden, Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. Now, the whole thing with Kyrie Irving and the part-time because he didn't want to get vaccinated and all this stuff, I think that is going to be detrimental to the team itself. Kevin Durant is currently out on injury, so it's James Harden, the rest of the team, and then Kyrie Irving on a part-time basis. I just don't think it works, and I agree with some of the things that James Harden has said over the past couple of weeks about, really not having any kind of comment. He just wants to play, he wants to win, and I don't think it's the situation that James Harden accounted for when coming over to the Brooklyn Nets to join Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Now, people are talking about the possible trade for Ben Simmons for James Harden. Now, I think it only benefits one side, and I think it benefits the Sixers because, one, James Harden can play the point guard, he can dominate the offense, run the offense, and I think him and Embiid can work very well. And I think if you add a player like James Harden to a team like the Sixers, I think that's an immediate conference title, pushing for the title, all that stuff, and I think it's a great benefit for the Sixers. Now, unless you get a third team into the deal and Simmons goes to another team, maybe the Western Conference, but if he goes to the Brooklyn Nets, I think that is going to be horrific for the rest of the Eastern Conference because I'll admit, despite my own personal feelings about Ben Simmons, he can defend and he can distribute and run the offense. So do I really want somebody who doesn't need to shoot, but who's going to pass the ball to someone like a Kyrie Irving, to a Kevin Durant, to a LaMarcus Aldridge, and to a lesser degree a Blake Griffin and a Joe Harris, and just making other players open? That makes me nervous from a playoff standpoint, Game 7 kind of ordeal where the Brooklyn Nets would have the advantage because of Ben Simmons and what he can do on the floor. Now, we can exploit Ben Simmons for what he can't do, but I think he's going to benefit that much more being able to pass the ball to a Kevin Durant, a Kyrie Irving, like I said, and just that team in general. So for me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm sure the salaries kind of match up. I know James is making a lot of money this year, but I just don't think, and I don't feel like the Sixers should be comfortable with making that trade, and it doesn't seem like they are. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of rumors going around. I know the Kings recently pulled out of their desire to have Ben Simmons, but it's a hard contract to move. He's very early in his contract, and despite all the, who wants a guy like Ben Simmons right now when his trade value is at an all-time low? It can't possibly get any lower because of what happened in the playoffs, how he's been treating the team, and just hasn't played. So, if I'm sitting at the Sixers office, I'll take James Harden for sure. But I'm going to make sure that I don't give you Ben Simmons, and then he wants to magically play, and then the Brooklyn Nets come out of the East like they're supposed to. So let us know in the comment section below what you think about this possible James Harden-Ben Simmons trade. If you really think it's going to happen, I don't think it's going to happen. But let us know down below, and we'll see you guys next time.